Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Perspective. I'm Anand Narasimhan. Jiski jitni sankhya bhari, uska utna hak. Will this kind of a narrative fly ahead of Lok Sabha 2024? Is this a dangerous, devious ploy to further divide the Hindu society? Or can this be turned around and said that, well, if these numbers fructify, justify, and if it how they hold, then Bharat truly remains a Hindu Rashtra? Political entities time and again have used this entire combination and this narrative to try and create fissures in society to carve out their own niches. Some of those who have been advocates of this have used this as political strategy. But parties which had been historically opposed from Jawaharlal Nehru to now suddenly seem to be singing this tune. So let's try and understand this entire Sankhya Bhari narrative and whether or not it will fly for 2024, or whether perhaps this will not just divide the opposition but create complications for the opposition, this committee of contradictions as some people call it. Joining us here on this very special edition is Shehzad Poonawla of the BJP. We have Rashid Kidwai joining us, journalist and of course someone who's followed and tracked the Congress party for quite some time, along with of course a lot of other political parties and the political scenario in our country. And we should have Arun Anand also joining us. Namaste and Jai Hind. Rashidji, let me ask you, is this a sign of desperation? Marta kya karna karta types, that those who have been vehemently opposed for nearly 7.5 decades, aaj sab sur badal diye, sir. And with those people who are small regional satraps.
I think Anand, in our country, politics is determined by doctrine of necessity. Every political party has a right to live and learn. Just as when Indira Gandhi was there, Congress was the dominant party. Many a time, the BJP orders earlier Avatar Bharatiya Janata Party got together with rank, casteist, communist, socialist, several such groups in 1977, in 1989, in 1996 to form a government or dislodge an existing government. So, as far as the Congress is concerned, obviously it is an afterthought. It's something that was not there in their policy papers, position papers, and the caste was considered as something adversarial to society. So much so in 1980, when Indira Gandhi made great comeback, a political comeback, she had quite a slogan: "Zaat pe na paat pe, mohar lagegi haath pe." And that was the time because many casteist parties like the Bharatiya Lok Dal and all were a major challenger which had formed loosely that group called Janata Party. But the Congress has evolved. It is trying to align itself with the Samajwadi Party, with JDU, with this RJD and several other parties who rely very heavily on caste. Caste is an integral part in society. You look at in any election, and my friend Shehzad would know better. Every time there is a candidate selection, in that side, in that in the bracket, the caste or subcaste is mentioned. So a recognition of caste at political level is very much there. What it is happening here is, taking it to, I would say, a logical end, where there can be a situation where we would end up having 100% reservation. Jiski jitni sankhya, utna uska representation. Whether that is practical or not, doable, I don't know. But it looks like a pointer in that direction.
No, but then this is a total anathema to what the narrative has always been, that the first right belongs to Alpsankyak, and even among the Alpsankyak it should be the Muslims. That's what a former Prime Minister of the UPA had said. Shehzad Poonawla, तो अब तो संख्या भारी ही नहीं है, तो फिर आपका कोई हक नहीं है. Is that what the opposition is going to say? This is all, like I said, a committee of contradictions.
Look, I would not call it doctrine of necessity as Rashid has termed it. I would say doctrine of hypocrisy. Hypocrisy देखिए that in 1979 the Mandal Commission submits its report. Indira ji, and rightly said by Rashid, the slogan was na jaat par na paat par, muhar lagegi haath par. Rajiv Gandhi after that rejects this report. Then in 1990s when VP Singh government accepts it and BJP was supporting the VP Singh government, at that time Mr. Rajiv Gandhi in Parliament on 6th of September 1990 takes a stand contrary to it. And forget that time, this is 30-40 years behind. 1979. Let's talk about even today. Do you know when the OBC Commission was given constitutional status, Congress party voted against it? Do you know the same Congress party, there is a NCBC report that how the rights of the OBCs have been captured by Rohingyas in West Bengal, has not taken a stand against it because it is communal to do so. And more importantly, look at the Congress's politics today. The Congress, when it says this, that jiski jitni sankhya bhari, let's assume in Bihar. In Bihar, what is the sankhya of Kurmi Samaj? And Nitish ji is the chief minister for the last 15 years. By their logic, I am not going by anybody else's logic. Caste survey has been done by Karnataka government. They are not releasing the report there. Caste headcount has been done, or at least the survey headcount has been done in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh CM during a conclave has told them, I have done the survey, but I will not release it. In Odisha, where BJP government said we will have a caste survey, the Congress in the opposition has opposed it. And you know one more thing. There are two levels at which this is being opposed. Not by the BJP. The TMC in the India alliance has taken categorical stand. Saugata Roy's published statement in Indian Express that we are against caste survey, caste census. Point one. Point two, the entire South parties, the parties of South India, have always said that when it comes to the delimitation, the population or the sankhya should not be the parameter. It is contrary to their aspect. Forget the Alpasankyak. For a moment, it is contrary to the entire South parties. So Rashid ji Smile is also saying that this is an alliance of contradictions and a doctrine of hypocrisy. The Congress should tell us that if this is the parameter, then are the parties like DMK okay with this being the parameter in delimitation?
No, before Rashid Kidwai responds to this, you tell me what is the BJP's position? The BJP on the one hand supports a caste census resolution when in power along with Nitish. On the other hand comes out and says we should not do it. In the past you yourself said that when the Mandal Commission, which is the bane of a lot of issues in our country in terms of the reservation quotas etc., the BJP was supporting the VP Singh government. So the BJP cannot, see, if you are accusing the Congress of bajawing dole like this and then like this, then the BJP is also bajawing dole like this and now like this.
BJP believes in just one caste, the caste of the gareeb. जो गरीब है वो लाभार्थी वर्ग में आता है और चाहे वो कहीं से भी हो, कोई भी समाज का हो. We are given them 80 crore rations, 12 crore toilets, 11 crore Nal Se Jal. We have given them food, we have given them Awas without seeing which jati they belong to the Gareeb jati. Point number two. Please see the Hindustan Times survey and the study that was done. Since the inception of BJP, all the chief ministers that BJP has made, 30.9% belong to OBC. And since the inception of Congress till now, all the chief ministers, only 17% are OBC. Now Rashid ji will say, but 3 out of their 4 CMs are OBC. Our prime minister comes from OBC background.
No, but why are you batting for this OBC if you don't believe in this whole caste aspect? So are these chief ministers based because of their caste or because of their ability?
No.
संख्या भारी होनी चाहिए कि मेहनत और काबिलियत भारी होनी चाहिए. What should be the narrative?
My answer to your question is on the fact that the BJP is being portrayed as an anti-certain section party by the Congress. I am showing the mirror to the Congress that you have always worked against the interests of the OBC. In fact, you and your alliance can't even say that if you will have an OBC chehra as the next Prime Minister 2024, whereas our chehra is Pradhan Mantri Modi, who is an OBC.
By Arun
Anand. And secondly, we have taken a categorical stand. First of all, in Bihar, a survey has been done, not a census. And that survey was also commissioned by us when we were in government. We have accepted and we have said, let's have the survey. But only 1 out of the 20 odd points have been published. Why is the educational aspect not published? Why is the social and other aspects not been published? And secondly, when in UPA did a caste census in 2011, till 2011 to 2014, they never published it. Then when we came to power, we had shown that there were 8.5 crore errors. And those errors were sent for rectification to the state like West Bengal, state like Tamil Nadu. They never corrected it. Why? Why haven't they corrected it?
Either you propose it or you oppose it. Don't say that we did it and they have not sent corrections.
Our stand is very categorical in the Supreme Court. In the affidavit, we have taken a categorical stand. There is no dispute. But having said that, why haven't these parties, which say that they are for it,
what they don't do is one bad. Arun Anandji is also with us. Arunji, namaste. I am just asking this question. Why is the BJP falling for this entire caste narrative then? Then the BJP should turn around and say that we are not for caste at all. We are for ability. We are only for the economically weaker sections. They should say that we will do 50% reservation for the gareeb. We will do away with, abolish all reservation. We will do 50% reservation only for the gareeb. Why fall into this entire Sankhya Bhari narrative?
Primarily, basically, it's a clear-cut case of if we are in run-up to 2024 elections. And it's a very clear-cut case. It had happened basically, in 89, 91 also. It's a repeat of the script. The overall umbrella of Hindutva, it can only be basically broken, or it can only be, and we know that the ideology of Hindutva is largely basically helping out BJP. And the caste divisions, as we have seen in election results in UP and in many other states, caste divisions are swept away. So there is a certain attempt now to break, that or to fragment that, wave of Hindutva, or to stop that wave of Hindutva by breaking out this caste system. Interestingly, if you would look at this caste census which was done, at that time there were 2,500 castes which were there. And today in the country, in different censuses or in different official documents, we have got more than 28,000 castes. So what is happening actually basically, why castes are multiplying? So I think we have a complete relook at the whole thing. And the caste was that when you were born in a particular that was caste, and then there was the concept of Varna also. I won't go into that. Now, why these castes are multiplying and we are identifying castes basically profession? I think this is almost bordering, a ridiculous to ridiculous extent.
Yeah,
So
because
we look at this whole caste question.
not just relooking at the caste question, the other aspect is that if these are if this entire narrative is Sankhya Bhari, then everything should accrue to the Hindus, nothing should accrue to the minorities, nothing should accrue to Muslims. Personal belief is that they are the second largest majority in this country, but also the larger narrative is minority. Nothing should accrue to Parsis. So the Tatas are at fault, they should not get the success that they have got. Parsis are at fault, they should not get the success they have got. The Jains are at fault, the Jains should not get the success that they have got. They should even not get the opportunities that they have got. The Sikhs are at fault. So, Sankhya Bhari means everything should accrue only to Hindus. Is the opposition saying that? Arun Anand and then everybody. Yeah.
So, see, I absolutely agree. I think, in democracy, in first past post system, numbers are important, but numbers are not everything, and everything cannot be decided on the basis of numbers. And we also have a look at this whole thing, what is happening with this thing like caste census? Instead of diluting the caste identity and increasing social mobility of these castes. So, what is happening because of things like caste census, the caste identities are getting strengthened and the caste identities are not getting diluted. I think it's a great disservice to the society and the nation if we are going to go by the caste census. See, why the Britishers started this caste census. The Britishers started this caste census wanting to divide the society. And now we are carrying forward the same legacy. I think there are multiple other tools. I think caste census has not done any good to the back caste or lower caste. It has only done good to the politicians who are representing these castes.
So you are saying it's a major divisive tool, and it's a divide and rule policy, the colonialist theory, which is also being put into practice. So society will continue to be swayed by this. Is this going to affect? Is the BJP worried? अरे ये पूरा पोल का कैलकुलेशन घुमा ना दे? तीन राज्य के चुनाव भी आ रहे हैं.
आनंद जी, हमारे मन में मंडल और दिल में कमंडल है. मन में मंडल, दिल में कमंडल है, एंड देयरफॉर व्हाट वी आर सेइंग इज टू फोल्ड. वन थिंग इज दैट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कांग्रेस बंडल करना बंद कर दे. कांग्रेस हैज नाइदर बीन विद मंडल, नाइदर बीन विद कमंडल. ये दोनों के विरोधी है. इसीलिए आई हैव गिवन यू ऑल द स्टैटिस्टिक्स आई गिव यू. इट इज नॉट टू शो दैट वी आर डिवाइडिंग सोसाइटी. वी आर सेइंग दैट स्टॉप डिवाइडिंग सोसाइटी. कांग्रेस हैज ऑलवेज डिवाइडेड इन द नेम ऑफ रिलीजन, इन द नेम ऑफ कास्ट, इन द नेम ऑफ लैंग्वेज. नाउ दे हैव डिवाइडेड वुमेन आल्सो कि बॉब कट वाली है, नॉन बॉब कट वाली है. सो कांग्रेस की पूरी डीएनए इज डिवाइडेड रूल. सेकेंडली, माय क्वेश्चन इज दैट कांग्रेस पार्टी शुड today tell us, even Abhishek Singhvi, he was forced to delete his tweet later, but he himself has said that this equality of opportunity will not necessarily lead to equality of outcome, and this will have a majoritarianism effect. I have not said it, but this is the impact. Now today Congress should tell us that have they done a U-turn from where they wanted first right for minorities to now first right for those who have the Bhari Sankhya, which is the Hindu community. They should clearly come out and tell their position, because they can't run with the hare and hunt with the hound. That kind of double standards will then only expose the Congress, and therefore we have exposed the Congress by calling out their hypocrisy both on Mandal and on Kamandal.
No, but the BJP is also not, Rashid Kitwai, stating its position clear. No, they are also not saying that we are against any kind of caste. Where it is convenient, they play the caste game. Where it is inconvenient, they play, oh, no Sankhya Bari, we'll do this.
No. Some of these things, Anand, sorry to be, don't be unfair to me. There is a constitutional scheme that based reservations on caste. That's a reality of SC and ST. And we are in no mood to even think of altering that, because that is the constitutional mandate.
No.
And so it should be very clear
it's
that
not
nobody
what's
in this
mandated
country can
constitution.
speak
It's not about
that, which is against the
It's
constitution.
not what's mandated constitutionally. It's the language, the political language the party also speaks. Please, Shehzad, you will have to accept. Why do you want to highlight how many OBC ministers are
can I
there?
ask you one
Why do you
question?
want to go super gung-ho about, first tribal president, etc.?
Can I ask you one question then? Anand, I watch your election coverage very, very keenly. When you all do election analysis, now when you all do Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan, what do you all do? जाट का इतना वोट, कुर्मी का इतना वोट, अगड़ी का इतना वोट, पिछड़े का इतना वोट, दलित इतना वोट. Why not for the Muslim Samaj? Muslims themselves say that we have Pasmanda also. Muslims say we have so many other people who are backward. Why don't you do for Muslim? Dhobi, Ghosi, कुरैशी, अंसारी, वो क्यों नहीं होता? केवल मीडिया परपेचुएट क्यों करता है कि जाट,
क्योंकि ये आप लोग राजनीतिज्ञों ने यही नैरेटिव सेट किया सर.
को भी सोचना पड़ेगा.
नहीं, आप लोग राजनीतिज्ञों ने यही नैरेटिव सेट किया. कौन से सेंसस में हिंदूज को छोड़ के आपने कोई जाति दिखाई है? आपने क्रिश्चियंस में जाति दिखाई है? आपने सिखों में जाति दिखाई है? सेंसस तो सरकारी करती है. 2011 का सेंसस देखिए, सिखों की जाति दिखाई है. जब पॉलिटिकली कन्वीनियंट था तब दलित सिख चरणजीत सिंह चन्नी बोला गया, अदरवाइज तो नहीं बोला. बिहार ने अभी कास्ट सर्वे करवाया, बिहार में किसी ने जाति दिखाई बियॉन्ड हिंदूज? नहीं दिखाई ना. आपने ऑब्जेक्शन उठाया? नहीं दिखाया ना. एवरी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हैज डन दिस. एवरी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हैज प्लेड दिस कास्ट गेम ओनली विद द हिंदूज.
Anand ji, again you are unfair. Who has first? I myself am a Pasmanda. मेरी तो बात ही नहीं होती थी, सारे सैयदों की ही बात होती थी. आज पहली बार पसमानदा समाज की बात कौन कर रहा है? प्रधानमंत्री मोदी पर धर्म के आधार पर नहीं, जाति के आधार पर नहीं, पिछड़ेपन के आधार पर. बट लुक एट द रिएक्शन फ्रॉम इवन द इंटेलेक्चुअल क्लास ऑफ द मुस्लिम्स. डू दे एक्सेप्ट इट?
See, what I am trying to tell you is that these political parties, 7.5 decades, all censuses that have been done on a colonial narrative. Nobody has done the caste-based aspects as far as Sikhism is concerned, as far as Christianity is concerned. There are castes and sects in Jain. They have not been spoken about. It's happening now.
So we are only the pioneers of this.
Rashid
exactly what I'm saying.
Rashid Kitwai, again classic divide and rule. But my larger question is, how many of these 26 parties are going to stay steady? If you sail on two boats, sir, you will end with a split joint. Unless you are Nadia Comaneci.
I will again say that this is success that defines the Congress party or this India bloc parties are, somewhat sure-footed that by asking for quota within quota, asking for caste census, etc., they have set a, cat among pigeons. You look at the criticism from my friend, Mr. Shehzad Poonawla. On the one hand, he is saying that the BJP, when it was in alliance with Nitish Kumar, was instrumental in sanctioning this caste-based survey or census, whatever it was. On the other hand, he is opposed to it when it comes to Rahul Gandhi and Nitish Kumar and others who are asking for it. The BJP has to take it its stand. He said about, the constitutional aspect of SC/ST. May I remind him the SC/ST reservation was there just for 10 years and it's been extended. And of course, there are political compulsions. What about Mandal Commission? It was the Congress party, the Sitaram Kesri was a welfare minister during Narasimha Rao that implemented actually Mandal Commission. They did not get political dividend, that's a different thing. Did the BJP oppose Mandal thing? He himself is saying that there may Mandal or Kamandal. So that means there is a OBC reservation is being given in jobs, in education institutions, everywhere. So you cannot have it in a piecemeal approach. Mr. Anand Narasimhan has taken a principled stand. He is for merit. But the BJP, unfortunately, is not. and they should admit it. So in that case, in some habab mein lange, somebody is doing it
Sir,
5%, somebody is doing 20%.
my learnings.
Just one last thing.
And what
Jay,
about
Jay,
the-
Rashid,
You have to
let
look at
Rashid ji
the
complete.
Sunday
Yeah. Please complete, Rashid ji.
Anand, you have to look at the Sunday section of any newspaper. You look at the, matrimonial this thing. There is a great thrust on caste, subcaste, everything, including even among Muslims. So this is caste is a very integral part of our Indian society. You can be defensive about it, or you can be, championing it. It's a reality. The politicians perpetuate it. There is no point blaming the media that we show how many percentage
Correct.
of particular caste is there or not. It is
Because,
shooting
sir,
the
because
messenger.
electoral data is available only in these divisive formats. Electoral data is not available beyond that. Even on gender-specific data is limited, but caste-specific data is exhaustive, because that's how the political narrative has been set. Sir, and sir, my position, principle,
Every candidate,
my
every
position,
candidate
principle.
that is shortlisted.
Sir,
there
the
is
principal position
there
is
a
based on our
bracket in which
scriptures,
this
sir.
Subcaste is mentioned.
The principal position that it should be merit and it should be ability and action that should be defined, and a person should be named by their first name, not by their surname or any caste adage or suffix that's put it, is based on the learnings from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, because none of the characters are known by their surname. They are all known by their first name. Nobody has ever thought about it. It is Ram, it is Lakshman, it is Dasharath, it is Sita. The same way it is Arjun, Yudhishthir, Duryodhan, it is and Krishna. It is all by their first name, and they are all judged by their ability and their action. They are not judged because of anything else. And the people who wrote it are also people who learnt, whose occupation was a dacoit, and then they turned into a sage or a rishi because they pursued knowledge. They gave up. They gave up the wrong way, then chose right over wrong. The same aspect, son of a fisherwoman, but became the most knowledgeable person across who's celebrated as the most brilliant mind to have walked earth. That's Vyasa. So these are all our own learnings. We don't want to follow them in practice. It's convenient political narratives that we see. Shehzad Poonawla.
But see, this is the problem. The problem is that Rashidji, when it comes to Congress and India Alliance, says caste is a reality, it is a necessity, this is doctrine of necessity. When I actually tell him about the positive work we have done for all, irrespective of their caste, he says, but the BJP is perpetuating this. So this double standard doesn't apply. Let me tell you.
No, the double standard applies the moment you say, man mein mandal, haath mein kamandal.
Arey bhai, let me see, there is no Congress representative here, so I'm going to ask Rashidji, because he's putting the narrative of the Congress party here. I'm asking only one question.
Not really.
Congress has taken one issue, two stands, one in Odisha, one in Bihar. What is that? Is that hypocrisy or necessity? Mr. Rashidji, please tell me that in India Alliance.
Please.
One second.
The BJP
India
has also
Alliance,
taken two positions. One
No, there is
position
no
in
two
Bihar
position.
and one position by the
Arey
Prime
Anandji,
Minister.
see, now it's become a...
No, I'm asking you, sir.
Anandji, I am trying my best.
I am asking you, Shehzad, that the BJP also has taken a divergent position. One position in Bihar when you supported the resolution to conduct a caste survey, and a contrary position taken by the Prime Minister nationally.
No, how is it contrary? Anandji, one second. Let me
final
come
word.
in
I have to wind up. Yeah.
My opening statement was that we have worked for the Jati of the Gareeb, Labharti work ke liye. We give 80 crore people ration. In that, Rashid also gets, Rahul also gets. In that, Sultana and Shilpa both get a toilet. Everybody gets the benefit of the schemes. After having said that, because your conversation is centered about this OBC issue, I have come out and explained the hypocrisy of Congress. But now you all are telling me that my party has perpetuated this. It is slightly unfair, because if it is about perpetuation of caste, then Rashid should explain that how come TMC, which is saying this is dividing society, is in the Indi Gathbandhan, and the Indi Gathbandhan is saying we are for OBC.
See, that everybody accepts is a committee of contradictions and a committee of compulsions. But beyond that, the party which has got the mandate of the people twice over and with overwhelming numbers and is expecting another overwhelming majority should also take a principled stand in the interest of Bharat and Bharatiya. That's where I'm going to rest the case right now. We'll continue to discuss this. Is it going to fly in 2024? We'll have to wait and watch. The wisdom of the voter will come into play here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.